Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered what it's like to truly live here in the Black Hills? Are you going to be striking gold, or are you going to be in an old Western shootout? Today we are going to talk about 4 major towns with their crime rates and their cost of living. And I think it's going to surprise you which town actually pulls in at number 1. So make sure you stay tuned till the end to see which town is going to be the right fit for you. I will also share a little bit of tidbits about each town specifically so that you can make an informed decision. And if you're looking to relocate here to the Belle, Fourche, Spearfish, or Northern Black Hills area, I would love to be your real estate advisor. So feel free to reach out to me. My direct line is 605-759-0808. Or if it's more convenient for you, you can go ahead and book a call with me, and that link will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna do a little disclaimer here before we get started. I pulled all of this information online. Okay, so these are the statistics that anybody can look up. I just compiled this information. So I'm gonna share with you what it says. Then I'm also gonna share with you my opinion from a local's perspective, at least on the housing and the rent prices. Because I'm in the field every day helping clients buy, sell, and occasionally I get conversations for rent, but it's just not my forte. So I will talk to you to the best of my knowledge about rental prices, but my main skills are going to be telling you the nitty-gritty of the actual cost of living here in the Black Hills area. So let's get started with Rapid City. And before I dive into the statistics, I want to share a little bit about each community that I really love and that I think makes it stand out from the other 3 that we're going to be talking about today. So with Rapid City, they actually have a lot of fun stuff to do. They have hockey there, they have indoor football, there's tons of sports for the kids. We've got the monument there, so a lot of our indoor soccer tournaments are gonna be there. There's a lot of hiking in the area through M Hill and Dinosaur Park. There's just a lot to do in Rapid City. And let's not even forget about the shopping. So anytime I need to go anywhere, basically besides Walmart or my local grocery stores, I pretty much have to head to Rapid City. They've got my Hobby Lobby. They've got Sam's Club, of course they've got Walmarts, 2 of them actually, and they've got Target. So pretty much anything that you need is gonna be in Rapid City, with the exception of Costco and Trader Joe's. You're not gonna find that anywhere in the state to the best of my knowledge. You're gonna have to go to Denver. So really, it doesn't matter if you're living in Rapid City, Belle, Fourche, Spearfish, or Sturgis, you're gonna have to travel to Denver to get that. All right, so let's dive into the numbers, and you're gonna see me look down a little bit. That's because I have my notes and I don't wanna misspeak to the statistics that are found online, but the rest of it I'm just gonna share through my personal experience helping clients buy and sell real estate here in the Black Hills. So, according to online statistics, the average home price in Rapid City, South Dakota is $292,500. Now, my experience is you absolutely can find a house for $292,500. Is it going to be easy? Are you going to get exactly what you want? Probably not. It's going to be a little bit more costly than that. However, if that is your budget, don't freak out because we can find you houses within that price point, okay? It is actually 15.6% lower than the national average, according to the website, which I will share in the description below so that you guys can fact check me and look at all this for yourselves. The median income in the area of Rapid City is $58,072, which is 18.9% lower than the national average. And monthly rent, again, I don't really help clients find rentals. That's just not in my wheelhouse, but it says $915 a month. And I will tell you from talking to people who have tried to find rentals, if they couldn't get into home ownership this year, maybe we're working on their credit, that's actually really a low estimate. You're probably gonna be in a little bit higher than that $915 point unless you're looking at a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, let's talk crime in Rapid City. So the average crime in Rapid City, South Dakota comes in on the meter from 0 to 100 at 54.4. So That is actually the highest crime in the area of the 4 towns that we're going to be talking about today. So that's something that you're going to want to take into consideration if you're looking at relocating to the Rapid City area. So let's go ahead and dive on to the next town and see what you think about that one. Okay, next up, we are diving into one of my all-time favorite towns here in the Black Hills, and it is Spearfish, South Dakota. So Spearfish, South Dakota is home to Black Hills State University. It's also at the base of the Spearfish Canyon. So it's one of my absolute favorite places to be. There's so many things to do, and there's tons of great people there. It comes in just under 15,000 for the population, and I'll put those direct numbers in the description below so that way you can look at the specifics. But as we've said, sometimes the information you find online is a little bit outdated, especially the last couple of years. So with that said, let's go jump into the house prices here. So the Spearfish cost of living says the median home price is $384,000, which is 12% higher than the national average. I'm gonna say you might want to put those numbers up a little bit too, because I actually was just trying to help a client find a house for under $350,000, and we came up pretty much completely empty-handed in Spearfish, South Dakota. The only thing we were able to find was a mobile home on a rented lot or a manufactured home. So it was really, really difficult to try to come in on that price point. Again, not saying we're not gonna find one pop up once in a great while, but it's not gonna be the norm. So Spearfish is one of the most expensive places to live in the Black Hills. And that is even a reflection on here. It says it's one of the higher priced areas to live, but even at $384,000, I'm telling you, you're gonna have a really hard time finding a place to live. So let's talk about the property crime. Okay, crime on a scale from 0 to 100 in Spearfish is 41.3. So it is a little bit safer according to this than it is in Rapid City, but it's still a little bit high in my opinion. So the US average is 35.4. Spearfish is coming in just a little bit higher than that. Oh, and before I forget, in case you were wondering what the median income is in Spearfish, it says it is $52,258, and I would say that's pretty close. Our housing, like everywhere in the country, has just hit a huge spike, but wages haven't caught up to that. So I truly believe that all these amounts that I'm gonna tell you for median income are going to be pretty close. Those house prices though, we're gonna have to jack those up a good bit, okay? And it says that the average monthly rent in Spearfish is $711. Again, that's gonna be very, very difficult to come by, even for a 1-bedroom apartment. So let's move on and check out Sturgis. Okay, Sturgis, South Dakota is so well known for the motorcycle rally that comes at the beginning of August every single year. We have tens and hundreds of thousands of bikers come into the area, and they basically take over the town of Sturgis for just a couple of weeks. But we do see a lot of those motorcycles all over the Black Hills, so you're never gonna get away from it. But a lot of people in Sturgis use that time to take a vacation, rent out their house to somebody, not that you have to, but a lot of people do that. And so that's basically what Sturgis is known for. It's also pretty centrally located in between the towns of Belle, Fourche, and Rapid City. So a lot of people who have to commute, maybe the wife works in Belle, Fourche and the husband works in Rapid City, Sturgis is pretty centrally located there. And so that draws a lot of people in. Now, let's talk about what the gurus online say that the median home price is. $313,300. And I will say, while Sturgis has some pretty pricey homes, we are actually able to find some of those older homes, like those older ranch style homes with a basement, under this price point. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is actually a pretty good estimate. It's obviously going to be a little bit higher, but not quite as high as Spearfish and Rapid City like we have seen before. So they are saying the median income $46,000. Again, I think that's fairly spot on. There's some good jobs to be had in Sturgis, and the house prices, like I said, they're a little bit more affordable than Spearfish, but they're definitely still higher than Rapid City. Average rent is $700, and I will be truthfully honest, I'm not going to speak on that at all because I've not looked at any rental prices in Sturgis, and I don't want to share information that I don't have, and it's really hard to find rentals. So, and if you do find a rental, honestly, they're gone just like that. So it's really hard to do that research and film and make sure that that information is still going to be good next month and 6 months from now. So I'd rather just not speak on that one since I'm not super knowledgeable in the Sturgis market of rentals. Okay. All right. Taking a look at crime, 0 to 100, Sturgis is coming in at 36.5, which is making it a pretty safe community. So the average, again, for the United States is 35.4. So Sturgis is just a little bit higher than that. Sturgis is a great community. I think it's one that you should definitely consider if you're looking at moving to the Black Hills. Depending on what your lifestyle is, it might just be better for proximity, might be great for lifestyles. There is definitely a lot of hiking around the Sturgis area as well. I think there's so many outdoor activities anywhere you live in the Black Hills area. So next up, we are going to talk about Belle Fourche. All right, we are talking about my hometown now of Belle Fourche, South Dakota. So this is where I was born and raised. And when we decided to move back to the Black Hills, we moved to Rapid City. And then, you know, that dreaded C word came around and the pandemic hit, and we decided to travel for a few years. And then when we moved back again from traveling, we just decided that Belle Fourche was where we wanted to call home after weighing so many different areas in the Black Hills. So Belle Fourche's cost of living is typically a little bit lower. It's saying the median home price is $263,100. I will tell you again, that's pretty difficult to come by. I actually just saw a brand new construction 2-bedroom that's coming on the market, 3-bedroom, 2-bath that's coming on the market, and it's going to be priced at $340,000, and that's a great price point for this area. So it's going to be hard to come by those homes. I did also just see a fixer-upper come up that was around the $200,000 mark. So Belle Fourche is a smaller community, roughly around 6,000 people. So finding houses here is difficult. Now there's a lot on the horizon, so we are going to probably see some more houses pop up throughout this year and definitely into the next year. But for now, we are just super tight on inventory. So while the median home price for Belle Fourche and Rapid are close to the same, Rapid City's just got a lot more options for housing because the builders are already there. They're already putting in the subdivisions. And so there's just a lot more to choose from. Whereas Belle Fourche, while we're still technically the same price point, we tend to come in a little bit higher just because we do have that lack of inventory that Rapid City is starting to catch up to. So it's going to take us a couple years to catch up to the inventory needs to bring those house prices back to a more leveled out area. The median income in Belle Fourche is $46,151. We are definitely more of an agricultural or industrial area than many of the other towns in Black Hills. We have the railway park, which has tons of businesses out there that you can work and apply at. And we just have a lot of more manufacturing type jobs in this area. So that's what draws a lot of people to Belle Fourche. We also have a phenomenal 4th of July celebration. So we've got the rodeo, we've got the carnival comes to town, we've got a huge parade the governor is usually always here for. So it's really a good time throughout the 4th of July. Now the rent prices, according to this, $736. I can tell you a converted hotel 1-bedroom is coming in over $900. So I don't agree with the rental prices, and I don't think you're gonna find anything in the area that is in line with that. So let's dive into crime. On a scale from 0 to 100, Belle Fourche comes in at 22.5. And I am very, very proud of this number. I think this is definitely an accurate number. It's the lowest crime of the 4 communities we are talking about today. And I will tell you, after spending a good bit of time with our police force and our sheriff's department, that I can see they're doing a very, very good job. We are actually one of the only police departments in the area that are fully staffed. As of now, as of today, when I'm filming this video anyways. So that I think is just a true testament to the camaraderie and everything at the police force that makes them love to come to work every single day. And if you ever attend a soccer game in Belle Fourche, whether you're looking at your U6 little people or your high schoolers, there's probably going to be a cop down there coaching one of the teams, because our coaches or our police officers are really invested in giving back to our community. So I think that's part of the reason that our crime rates are so low compared to a lot of different areas in the Black Hills. And this isn't saying that any of the other police forces are not doing a great job. I just really wanted to give a shout out to our local police force, because I think they are doing a really, really good job. And I think they are modeling a really good way of running a department. So with all of that information, if you were to choose, please drop in the comments which town sounds like the best fit for you to relocate to the Black Hills. I know which one I decided to relocate back to, but I want to know if that's the same for you, because I always am interested to see what people decide where they want to live and why they chose to that town. Because at the end of the day, when you call me and we set up an appointment to talk about where you should relocate to the Black Hills, we are going to talk about all of these things. We're going to talk about your specific needs and what's going to be best for you as a family, because just because I chose to relocate to the Black Hills or to Belle Fourche doesn't mean that that's going to be the best fit for you and you moving back to this area. So again, please give me a call, reach out to me directly, 605-759-0808. I would love to dive into this topic on a more personal level with you, or you can go ahead and book a call in the description. I will put that in the comment section as well, so that you can just go ahead and click the link and book a 30-minute call with me. We will see if we can find you a gold mine in the Black Hills of South Dakota.